It's the perfect day, it's the mid-70s. Humidity is 60%. It's a perfect day, not a cloud in the sky, and I can say without fear of dissent. I clicked on the right one, right? I was just testing my game, because my camera stopped working for a second, so I switched, like, the USB that I use between it and my Focusrite Scarlett Solo audio interface, and it seems to be working just fine now. I tested audio and everything too, and it sounds normal, so I hope this is good. But welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. The Final Day is what this one was titled when I was looking at my save file. So, let's start this off with a bang. Bang! Ooh, did I scare you? This is the defendant lobby, all right, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes.
Ah, yes.
Edgeworth!
Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is?
Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Ugh. Yeah, my doctors told me to stop slouching so much because I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out.
You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything.
True. Not yet.
In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright, and Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty.
But she didn't do it!
I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here. To hear what you have to say.
This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her.
The truth?
Everything goes back to the SL9 incident.
Don't be stupid! Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past.
That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened.
I'll think about it. See you in court, right?
Yeah, you think about it, Edgeworth. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now! 10 a.m. Murmur. The court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant! Hello? Hello? Morning, folks! How's everyone doing? Hey, G, been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Ho-ho! That's a good one. Don't think I can top that.
If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours?
Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. No! He's gonna have her say, I did it. I killed Chief whatever.
What's this all about, defendant?
I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot in the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! Murmur, she confessed. Objection! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defendant's plea.
In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services.
But Lana!
Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct.
I just had my stitches removed today from my cyst removal, you know? The stitches that were in there for a couple of weeks. The person who took them out put like a makeshift bandage over it because I guess they ran out at the dermatologist office. And so this might fall off, but honestly, it's feeling so much better, you guys. Oh, it's feeling so much better.
The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please.
Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise.
This can't be happening.
It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth!
The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature.
Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut?
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
What?
Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you'd have me to be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy.
I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness.
Oh? To whom?
As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Ms. Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Ms. Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it.
Ooh, preach, Edgeworth.
Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Worthy. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words.
Ms. Emma Skye, please take the stand.
Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Hey, Emma. It's been a long time.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct?
Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time.
Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant?
Yes, it most certainly is.
Well, okay then.
He sure gave in fast.
Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago.
Dun dun.
The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. I'm Edgeworth. I'm Phoenix Wright. And this is Phoenix Wright.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day.
A man came running in and took me hostage.
Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honor.
You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Am I still the defense? I thought I'm not. Okay. Tell me more, Emma. Sorry to press you on this, but 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yes, she was a second in command under the Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Nodders. Yes, I remember. She was quite the best detective ever. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Skye used to be quite the pair.
I believe they shared the same office.
That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day, too.
The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day.
Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
Yeah? Man?
Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer.
Joe Dark brought in for questioning on the day of the ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest.
When he saw his chance, he fled the room. Right.
Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Skye and Gant's office.
There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's what I saw him.
Neil Marshall. What was the prosecutor doing there?
That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning, Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
I almost forgot about Gant.
Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony.
I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead.
And that's when the prosecutor Marshall came running in?
I don't clearly remember what happened then, but...
What did you see, Emma? Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights? Ooh, I'm blinded by the lights.
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out?
Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then, lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago.
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw?
Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
That was the picture on the back of that evidence sheet. A picture. Yes, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough?
No. This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning.
But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Oh, that's au contraire.
Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. It was a really good picture, too.
Stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Was that added to her? I don't remember her saying that. I'm gonna press her on this, and then I'm gonna present the evidence. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right?
Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. It almost feels like nothing's changed at all.
That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken?
But I did draw it, I swear. I'm not just imagining it.
This picture that Emma drew. That reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again.
Well, anyway, let's continue. This scene that imprinted an image on your mind. Can you please describe it to us?
And the man.
Raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. I'm gonna press her on this too, just to have everything out of the way. That must have been a real shock.
Even now, when I close my eyes, it almost... I can still see it just as clearly.
Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage.
Yeah, I was busy being held hostage. When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. It was really hot. They were like shirtless and all sweaty. I'm pretty sure I was watching them.
Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. Okay. You drew a picture, you say? Well, I just so happen to have a picture right here. Objection! Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put up all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Huh?
Hey, I'm not the bad guy. Duh. All I'm saying is that I'm the prosecutor for that case. I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold!
This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident.
Nodders, please turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over. Turn it. Ah! What's this?
It's sideways, Your Honor.
Yes, what is that?
Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew!
Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here.
What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Release the list. Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list.
Ah, these lists, they're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What?
What?
Dun dun. Order, order. But Miss Sky, what did you draw your picture on the back of? Why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Detective Goodman? He was falsifying evidence.
Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor!
Are you all right, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bogling from your head.
If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Yeah? Yes, that's quite conceivable. Mr. Edgeworth?
It's possible. Let's see.
Is something wrong?
Do you even have to ask?
A blood vessel popped in my head after that one.
Sorry, Your Honor.
There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing.
The blue badger? What? What?
That thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room.
Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives.
I guess he was out of scrap paper. Wow, okay. I love this music.
Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Suspicious. Maybe Emma is actually Joe Dark.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
Okay, that was not a lot of a testimony.
To think that a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, tell me about it. Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything.
During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lorna Skye.
2 or 3 days later. 2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in her mind.
Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
Yeah. Because all she could see was shadows. So at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue.
No, I couldn't see him clearly. But now that the rain was gone, the lightning was so bright and I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor?
Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed.
Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt.
What happened after the lightning flashed?
After that, I must have fainted. Poggers.
You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry.
The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further?
What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here either. Duh. Billie Eilish crashes through the door.
Anyway, this picture.
Shows exactly what I saw. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course! This is the exact scene!
It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives.
Are you insinuating that we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
No, of course not. I'd better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. Cut my salary!
I drew this picture before I had heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her memory. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. Is there? Well, let me look at my evidence real fast. Okay, Neil Marshall. Single stab wound piercing heart/lung. Died from blood loss in under 10 minutes. Weapon found in wound was missing tip. I don't really know what would be contradictory there. Perpetrator, Joe Dark. Victims, Neil Marshall. Nothing really there either. List of evidence. Let's see the full list. Oh, no, we're just looking at the back. So, what's wrong with that? I mean, the knife looks like different. It looks weird. Why does it have a rectangular blade? You know what I mean? That doesn't make a lot of sense. So, after that, she must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. So this is supposedly the knife in the case. but it doesn't really look like what she drew. I'm gonna present this. I should save. Witness statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you. Oh, I've been penalized. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Exactly what you saw. Oh, stabbed in the back. Stabbed in the back. I read that before, too. I hate to be the bearer of back news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I still remember it just like I saw it was yesterday. What? Pretend I said that right.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy files?
This part, Your Honor. I think it's, this part here?
I don't see what's so strange about that.
That's because the drawing stinks!
Mr. Wright, how could you? I was going into an art degree, Mr. Wright.
The act of making an innocent girl cry should warrant the death penalty.
I guess he means I shouldn't shift the blame to others.
Yes, well, so long as the defense has learned his lesson.
I'd better take another look at that autopsy report and this picture.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out.
Yes. What do you mean? He's obviously stabbing him in his front. Where do you want me to click? This is his front. Which part of the picture? Blah, blah, blah. What about the knife? I don't know. The contradiction, of course, lies here! Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Oh. Sure, I mean that part too.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
Nopers. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see the problem?
It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken.
Bah! What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
I shouldn't be slamming the table still. I should probably be a little more gentle with my back. I'm sorry, back. I apologize to you. I would kiss you if you weren't my back. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. I'm not gonna slam. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right! But what does this mean?
Slam!
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence?
You're treading on thin ice, Mr. Wright.
All I'm saying is give peace a chance. Is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No.
Ah! Yeah! Oh!
Order, order, order! Are you saying that the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the evidence that took place on the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife.
If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being 2 broken knives?
Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? Emma's not mistaken, so there is another one. What's this? Change to story mode where everything, including solving cases, will proceed automatically? Wow, I didn't know that was a thing. I'm bad at games, but I don't think I need to do that. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error.
Mr. Wright.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. So I have 2 options here. I don't know what the A116 is, but it's not the SL9. So this is our only other murder weapon aside from like a screwdriver. That doesn't look like a broken knife. This did look like what the knife looked like in Emma's memory though.
If anything's broken here, it's you.
Huh? I'm sure this must all be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright, but may I remind you that the fate of Miss Lana Skye hangs in the balance.
Sorry, Your Honor. Please give me another chance. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Okay, sorry. Huh. It's the jar, isn't it?
If anything's broken here, it's you.
Huh? I'm sure this must be funny to you. Oh, sorry. I thought he broke the vase over his head or something, but I guess that wouldn't make a lot of sense for Lana's memory, or Emma's memory, huh? Okay, so then it's the screwdriver? Like, what? Screwdriver, Your Honor! Okay, what? Give me another chance. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. As in, not this is what we're saying. But this is the only other option. Here's the real murder weapon.
If anything's broken here, it's you.
What? What are we doing here? What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? What are we doing, Phoenix? Okay. Maybe I do need story mode. What do you mean? Oh. Wait. The halberd was removed at Gant's behest, giving it its current form. Did he really stab him with the halberd from the King of Prosecutors trophy? Why would Neil Marshall have brought the trophy into the room with him, like as he's chasing the guy? I know that he would have had it because he had just received the award. Maybe he had it with him as he was interrogating the murderer, and then as he was running out of the room, he grabbed the halberd off the trophy somehow. I don't know, but this has got to be it, right? If anything's broken here, it's you. Huh? This must be amusing to you. Are you kidding me? What could it be? I mean, it's made of cardboard, no? Nothing would be sharp on this guy. Like, he's got a pointy jester hat thingy that's been taped back on, it looks like, but I highly doubt that was used as a murder weapon and then cleaned and then put back on, so... There has to be something. But there's like no other murder weapon. Unless it's the spear of this knight here? But I don't really have evidence for that, do I? Maybe I present the picture anyway. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This
This is a picture of the award ceremony.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the award prosecutor Marshall. Notice the award prosecutor Marshall is holding. Yeah?
That's a broken knife.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. That's what I was trying to present earlier. You guys know that. Order. Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can't be.
Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we might have to find out why not.
Next time on Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Rise from the Ashes. DLC.
I'm only going to be able to say that so many times, guys. We're almost done with the DLC, and then we're going to be moving on to the second game, right? The second Phoenix Wright game. I can't wait to find out, like, how many things are different in that. Like, is it going to be voice acted? What are the murders going to be? Who are the characters going to be? Oh, I'm so joyous to find out. But until then, I hope you enjoyed the watch. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment down below, and ring the bell icon, and I will see all you dudes in the next episode. Okay?
Peace!